So, a pretty fun weekend just with Cullington Park and Great Adventure, but now it's time to come back and focus on a different kind of tales. My tales in Germany. What's up, my guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Ancient Tales, and well, as I said, we're starting off in Germany, and well, where we start, it's kind of a dark place. But I think it's gonna get a bit brighter and brighter on as we go. Maybe a little drop in along the way, but yeah. So our first stop out of Austria was the Dachau concentration camp. Don't have a lot of pictures because, well, kind of a courtesy, but I did light one candle there in one part, and there's a little I think like a little church just off of it. I believe where some nuns are. Then big main building is now a museum, and there's some more like museum stuff or like shops just outside of it. I think remember kind of the structures in a dream that I had like when I was 6 or 7, like that. Like that structure, like those structures in my mind that I was saying I saw my mind in a dream at one point, but oh no. But that, we went there, and then we checked into our next base, which was Dinkelsbühl, which is a walled-off city in Germany, and that night we had a concert there in the town, and they have a little gazebo like just outside the wall, so kind of a cute place, and people actually call it the most beautiful city in all of Germany, and well, the city has its own little share of stories. Like, the big story is during the 30 Years' War when the Swedes came coming through. The adults were planning on surrendering to them, but a little girl got a group of kids who begged for mercy in front of the general. That's the image that's at the opening, and posted news quite a few times before. So they begged for mercy, and since the general had lost his son recently, and he saw a little boy that reminded him of his own son, he decided to spare the town. So every year there's an event called Kinderjag, which comes from child and bill for food at an inn. Pretty much it's like reenact, and other times, like we were like a week or two before the event, but they still had a child in period attire playing a trumpet, and like we were on the ground floor and like kind of an alley, and then the little boy was up there. It was a ways up. This tour on Sunday was it was a Sunday, and it was like the first days of Pokemon Go, so that was interesting times at the start of Pokemon Go, if you remember those times. Yeah, so, like, a lot of townspeople come in, but, like, other than that, like, one event just kind of similar to, Yestertruck and Rothenburg. I'm guessing, like, AMA is probably the only big group that probably goes there, even though it's called the most beautiful town in Germany. I certainly feel that attracts people that are other than that, and if they're on AMA, but so after that we had to change our concert uniforms and have lunch, or had lunch and then change the concert uniform, because we were going to the town of Gunzerhausen, having a concert on like 4 or 5 o'clock because of the football match, big game that evening. So, but it was nice and gave us some vouchers for bratwurst for dinner. Had very nice, and it was kind of warm. Well, it was kind of just our jackets, as you'll see in the photos, but yeah, that was the first time anyone on AMA had performed in Gunzerhausen. It's a summer town, holiday town, but the event is back again someday, so that's good. And then, so after Gunzerhausen and all that, actually Gunzerhausen nice point to throw in here is that since it's somewhere like setting, like I look like the lake that we were on where the stage was, it kind of reminded me of the Seven Seas Lagoon, except you don't have a giant castle at the other end of the lake. Yeah, so we just like very, very beautiful. And then next stop was we were heading to the town of Koblenz after that again for another 2-night stay. But on the way we stopped in Heidelberg, which is known for its castle, and actually has a Hard Rock cafe, like not the shop like in Venice. I would think they would have a cafe, but Heidelberg actually has a cafe. There's a little apothecary place. There's a little stage up there. Some wooded paths. Some areas that look to be under construction at the time. But yeah, very beautiful place, and kind of remind me. It's kind of remind me of that. Seeing Sean's vlog from the castle in Edinburgh. You know, it was quite some time ago. I only saw it very recently because he said he would be putting a video of the arch on his second channel, and so that's why I went over and looked at what else he had done on that channel. But that's beside the point. So, kind of said, like, there'd be a little bit of a downhill slope after, like, Dachau. It's, like, I don't have a lot of things to show about Dachau. I feel like I can just do more of a breeze over, like, a generic bit. So, yeah, and then Heidelberg probably have gone more detailed at the time, but, yeah, I feel like kind of cover the high with big castle and all of that. So, Koblenz actually more recently, I think it's like between Holiday Park and Movie World, Germany or something like that. It's like between two parks. So like if I ever did like a Rhine road trip, like go like land in Strasbourg, France, and then road trip doing Europa Park all the way up into Germany, going and then into Denmark, I would probably spend the night in Koblenz. Maybe at the Hotel Navalu like we did, or yeah, possible. But yeah. So that first night in Koblenz, kind of a little downhill as well. Trampoline bit. Kind of mentioned some foreshadowing earlier. Well, there's trampoline at the Navalu, and it broke. But kind of like feared. But that kind of settled itself kind of quickly. But so dinner, and then we had our talent show thing. Like Max and Zoe did some jokes. Yeah, so I think we were just planning on Geraldine for showing our films there, but they were gonna kick us out of their restaurant area if we try to do that. So, or yeah, like that and stuff just wasn't working. So they did the talent show, so we did the talent show there instead. And then Nabu was kind of like a house, like some rooms are in a barn, some rooms are kind of in a house, but beautiful skyline, like. Took a shot of it at night, and then took a shot of it like first thing when I got up in the morning before. The day after Heidelberg, when we were in Koblenz, we went on the St. Gorsch. We did a little Rhine cruise. So that was like St. Gorschon, and we had lunch in the town of Rudesheim. And this is actually a fun story right here. That Allie, Amanda, Blair, like. Quite a few people. Yeah, I think it was just the girls and I. We had lunch at this restaurant. I feel like people were there, but they weren't part of this discussion. Is that I had been reading the first Magnus Chase at the time, as you remember from the last episode with the film shoots and all that. I used that as a prop. Like I folded it inside out and then did some scribbling on the not the hardback, but the soft. But the soft part, I guess, of it. So yeah, I was kind of brazing through that. And eventually finished it before we got out of Germany. So we were talking about like Percy Jackson and a lot of Rick Roar and stuff. And it's like else like came up in my memories a few days ago. Is that like it's like one of the largest fandoms out there, the Rick Riordan universe. So yeah, like again, that trailer's come out and it's gone. I'm been going through the new series with Apollo. Yeah, I've read little bits. I've read portions of the first book in the Middle Greco-Roman series. Haven't done the Egyptian series or read the like the sister. I can call them the sister novels because they're by different authors, but they're kind of based off the same thing. Because I can't remember the right thing off the top of my head. But yeah, it was like fun just going down the river, taking pictures at the time, seeing other people come on and off, going through the town of Rudolph. Didn't really get a lot of footage of Rudolph, but yeah, I think we had to bring our stuff with us, so we would change there and then drive back into the Koblenz and set up, have our concerts provided by the Rotary Club. Like, I know there's like a Rotary Club, they do Oktoberfest, at least the one in my area, not really area, but like the one that I kind of know, which is they do an Oktoberfest. So it was like interesting to see like the Rotary thing being an international thing, or at least a German American thing. But yeah, I haven't looked in full detail on the Rotary Club. I might do after this, and then just might post a little bit of a little insert right there with text and all that. Maybe some to multiple text blocks, but yeah. So since the one in Koblenz was a church, just like our first one, I'm gonna mix up showing images of that with, because I really don't have a lot from Koblenz, but Geraldine did do some footage of that last concert in Koblenz. Don't know, can't find it. It's not available anymore, but yeah. So for the instruments, like nothing, everything stayed the same. French can't really do much, but for us in the choir, when we did Voulier, which is obviously the opening bit, like before Frozen or Unfrozen, and it was also our opening on AMA. So us bass boys, if I just stand in a line in the middle, and no one will face us, and we start off with the na 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 hey na, that bit, and then everyone else surround us with the tenors directly behind us, and then the altos and sopranos on the sides, and then we went together up to the front. Just like during the tour, like the Philosopher I mentioned was originally like earlier on, but by the end it was like one of the last songs we did, and also in a Koblenz we did our full the full portfolio. I think it was like the only time we sang our Latin song, or maybe we might have done it one other time. No, I'm not sure. We originally wanted to do it in Italy, but kind of cut it because it wasn't quite where we felt like it should be. So yeah, fun night that last night with the last concert. And then yeah, it was a long drive from Koblenz into Switzerland. Like, stopped at a rest stop, had lunch with a man with like Ali, Victoria. It was just those two this time, about finishing the first Book and Magnus Chase series. Maybe a bit more Percy Jackson stuff. Not sure anymore, but that, and then also got the Lego Fire Chiefs car set from 2011 there, and that was 2016. I'm still around in a German desktop. Back in the time when I did a review of that. Is still together, so that's good. Still have the instructions. Been keeping instructions since getting the Lord of the Rings Hobbit sets or so, like around that period, maybe a year or two earlier. But yeah, so like traffic, like very bad traffic all the way down to the Swiss border. And then like some hiccups at the Swiss border, but I don't want to go into detail with. So yeah, we're like an hour or so behind schedule, maybe. So we didn't really get a lot of time at the Rhine Falls, but we did get some pictures. It was also very wet. No, just with the Rhine Falls, it's the day itself, but Final Hotel, save the best for last with the Hotel Banana. It's either Hotel Banana City or Banana City Hotel. Seems like hotel can go in either order. Seems, depending on the language and all that, but so that's where Geraldine Chitter films, like, did some awards and then some final farewells and all of that. Like, Hotel Banana City, it's definitely more expensive hotel probably, because the whole facade's like glass and kind of remind me of the resorts in Mexico to an extent. But yeah, like, my group were to get very, very early in the morning. Like, we were leaving the hotel with the sun. And yeah, we'd bag breakfast and lady, I should probably go back and say, well, the movies I say are like pretty well kind of meant to be silent films. So yeah, they both kind of dealt with like gypsies and stealing stuff. So it's kind of that's kind of an inside joke of our tour. It's kind of, because of me, I say that's kind of an inside joke. Yeah, I don't think you even know that, lady. But yeah. So like during this whole German portion, I've been thinking like that steampunk dystopian, because that's big. Dystopian's kind of like a big thing right now. So I was like thinking of like my own version of that story with these new people that I've met and all, and well, Emma, she gave me a good sketch that I might post up here that I got like as like probably like one of the last pictures I took in Europe, pretty much. And yeah, I went to the airport, got on the plane, came home, and that's pretty much it for anime. We did do a little mini reading in December, but didn't quite really work out. So you know, schooling the people at Stoga, haven't really met with them since. And these first four kind of like pilot, like middle 2 through 4 were, hey, I'm gonna do this, so let's redo the Agency in Europe series that I did on the second channel that is now gone. And then the first one's the pilot, because, well, I lost the footage for that, and Josh kind of gave me the idea, so yeah. And so there's a lot more to the Summer of 16 that I've talked about, so there's going to be 2 more tales, 5 and 7, that will be discussing Summer of 16 stuff, and one of those is a concert, which is also going to be the premise of the 6th episode. So it's like all those next are kind of sort of connected in some way, but it's kind of like 2 through 5 and 7 are like Summer of 16 bit, and then 1 and 6 are freshman year stuff, even though Gaelic Storm is more like summer, but yeah. So yeah, this has been Lindsay Gale. Comment, like, subscribe. Strike the love if you're already subscribed, and I'll see you next time.